Okay, let's dive into something that sounds pretty wild but is actually one of the cornerstones of modern physics: quantum entanglement. Now, if you've never heard of it before, don't worry, I've got your back. Imagine this: two tiny particles, let's call them particles A and particles B, are created at the same time, and somehow, no matter how far apart they get, whether that's across the room, across the street, or across light years, what happens to A instantly affects B. It's like they're having an ongoing conversation, despite the fact they're miles apart. And that's the essence of quantum entanglement. Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance, because it didn't seem to fit into the tidy little box of classical physics that governed the rest of our world. But it's real. Experiments by scientists like John Bell and Alan Aspect have confirmed that these particles remain entangled across vast distances, changing states instantaneously. The big takeaway here is that these particles don't seem to operate within the limitations of space and time, at least not in the way we've always thought they do. Now, doesn't that make you wonder? What if we, as human beings, aren't all that different from these particles? So, what if your thoughts and emotions work in a similar way to these particles? What if your subconscious mind is already, unknowingly, linked to a future version of you, the version that's living the life you're dreaming of? Think about that for a second. What if the desires, goals, and dreams that you're striving toward aren't just random aspirations or fantasies, but are actually connected to the energy of your mind, already attracting that reality even before it fully manifests? This idea isn't just a plotline for a science fiction novel. It's a fascinating possibility that has profound implications for how we think about consciousness, reality, and the potential for transformation. When we think about the subconscious mind, most of us assume that it's something locked away inside our heads, isolated from the rest of the world. But quantum physics tells us that reality doesn't operate in the way we expect. The very particles that make up the world we see are fluctuating, popping in and out of existence, and behaving differently when they are observed. What if our minds, our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, are doing something similar? What if they're not just isolated mental patterns, but are entangled with the future we desire? If quantum entanglement allows particles to stay connected across vast distances, why couldn't our minds be similarly entangled with a version of our future that's just waiting to manifest? Think about how you might be connected to a life that already exists in some form, a life that's vibrant, successful, and filled with abundance. It's not as far-fetched as it seems. The connection between our minds and the quantum field suggests that our thoughts are more than just fleeting ideas. They are powerful forces that might already be influencing the reality we'll experience in the future, not in some distant, abstract way, but in an actual, tangible sense. In the next section, we'll explore this concept further and look into how your subconscious might already be influencing the future version of you, shaping the reality you dream about, whether you're aware of it or not. All right, let's pick up where we left off and dig deeper into this fascinating connection between your subconscious mind and the quantum field. So far, we've touched on the idea that quantum particles, like the ones in entanglement experiments, aren't just existing in isolated little boxes. Instead, they are constantly interacting with one another in a way that defies conventional understanding. Now, if your subconscious mind were connected to the quantum field in the same way, imagine what that could mean for your reality. First, let's break this down. In quantum physics, the quantum field is not some abstract concept. It's the fabric of reality itself. Everything, from particles to energy, is in some way entangled with this field. It's where all potential realities exist before they are observed or measured. So, if your subconscious mind is constantly sending out energy through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, it's likely interacting with this field too. You're not just existing in a world that happens to be around you, you're actively participating in the creation of your world. And here's the kicker: this interaction is shaping not just the present, but the future you're heading toward. Think of it like this: your thoughts and emotions are signals being broadcasted into the quantum field. And the universe, as we've seen through quantum entanglement, responds to these signals. When you think about something with intensity or emotion, whether it's fear, love, joy, or ambition, your subconscious mind is sending out energy that vibrates at a specific frequency. This frequency is like a beacon that draws certain experiences, circumstances, and people toward you. In a sense, your mind is always attracting outcomes that match the energy you're emitting. Here's the thing: most of this process is happening beneath the surface, unnoticed by our conscious minds. Your subconscious is like the hidden hand behind the curtain, constantly at work shaping your experiences. It's not just reacting to the present moment, but also reaching into the future, bringing aspects of that future into your current reality. If this all sounds a little out there, think about this. Studies in both neuroscience and quantum mechanics show that the mind can affect matter, even at the smallest scales. Just as observing a particle in an experiment can change its behavior, your awareness, your thoughts, and emotions can shape the reality around you. Your attention, focused on something, changes its potential state in the quantum field, bringing that potential into your life. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so my subconscious mind is emitting energy and influencing my reality. But what does that really mean for me? Well, this is where it gets interesting. If your subconscious is constantly broadcasting a signal, then it's likely connected to a future version of yourself. A version that's already living out your goals, dreams, and desires. But, and here's the key: the signal you're sending out isn't always aligned with the life you want. If your subconscious is tuned to negative beliefs or past fears, you're attracting outcomes that reinforce those patterns. You're essentially locked into a cycle, replaying the same limited story over and over again. The exciting news is that you have the ability to change this. You can consciously shift the energy you're sending out and realign your subconscious mind with the future you want to create. When you start actively changing your beliefs and emotional patterns, you can begin to interact with the quantum field in a way that draws in opportunities, experiences, and outcomes that align with your desires. In the same way that quantum particles can change states instantly, you, too, can create instant shifts in your reality by consciously shifting your internal energy. So, how do you do this? How do you reprogram your subconscious and align it with the version of yourself that's already living your dream life? That's where we'll go next. But first, it's essential to understand that your current life isn't a random series of events. It's a direct reflection of the energy you've been emitting. If you want to change your life, you need to shift your internal energy to match the reality you want to experience. So, let's really take a moment to consider this powerful idea. Your subconscious mind is already connected to a future version of yourself. It's not just the mind operating in the present moment, affecting your current circumstances, but it's also energetically tied to a version of you that's living out the life you dream of. Think about it. If the universe is fundamentally made of energy, and your subconscious mind is emitting energy through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, then that energy is connecting you to a version of yourself that exists in the future, a reality where your desires are already fulfilled. This isn't some abstract concept or fantasy. It's an energetic truth. Imagine that every thought, every belief you hold is like a thread that links you to a future version of yourself. Your subconscious mind, with its habitual thought patterns and emotional responses, is constantly shaping the path you're walking on. In fact, it's guiding you toward a future that aligns with your current state of mind. That future could be a version of you living your dream life, filled with success, abundance, and fulfillment. Or, if you're caught in old limiting beliefs, it could be a future that reflects fear, scarcity, and struggle. What's fascinating about this is that your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what's happening now and what could happen in the future. It doesn't know the difference between past memories, present reality, and the future you're creating. It operates on the idea that what you focus on and feel emotionally charged about is what you're drawing into your life. So, if you focus on fear, on what you lack, or on past disappointments, you're essentially linking yourself to a future that reflects those same limitations. On the other hand, if you start to shift your beliefs, aligning them with the success and abundance you want to see, you begin to connect with a future version of yourself who's already experiencing those things. But here's the kicker. The future version of you doesn't need to be some far off, distant idea. The version of yourself living your best life is already there, just waiting for you to make the shift. Your subconscious mind is already on a path toward that version of you. It's simply a matter of realigning your thoughts and energy with the life you want to live. You're not starting from scratch. You're tapping into a version of yourself that already exists within the quantum field. A version that's already attracting the success and happiness you desire. Now, here's the real magic. You can accelerate this process. You don't have to wait for years of working on yourself or some perfect moment in time. Just like quantum particles can shift states in an instant, you too can change your future by changing the energy you're putting out right now. You are energetically entangled with that future version of yourself. And when you align your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions with that future, you start drawing it into your present reality. It's not about hoping or wishing for change. It's about embodying the energy of the version of yourself you want to become and letting the universe meet you there. If this sounds a bit mind-blowing, don't worry. It's a new way of thinking for many, but it's also one of the most powerful concepts in quantum physics. The idea that you're not separate from your future, that you're already energetically linked to the version of yourself that's living the life you want, is both liberating and empowering. It gives you the ability to create the future you desire, starting with your thoughts and emotions today. To break this down further, think of your mind as a radio receiver. Right now, you might be tuned to a station that broadcasts fear, scarcity, or doubt. That station is broadcasting a version of your future that aligns with those frequencies. But what if you could change the station? What if you could tune in to the frequency of your ideal life, the life that's filled with prosperity, success, and happiness? All it takes is shifting your inner programming to match the energy of that station, and suddenly, you're aligned with the future you've been waiting for. In the next section, we'll explore how the energy you emit through your thoughts and emotions isn't just a passive process. It's actively shaping the reality you experience, and how you can intentionally shift that energy to bring your desired future into focus. Let's take a deeper dive into one of the most fascinating principles of quantum physics, the idea that observation changes reality. Sounds a little like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. The famous double-slit experiment is the cornerstone of this idea, and it completely redefines how we understand the relationship between consciousness and reality. The experiment itself is a little mind-boggling, but here's the basic premise. When particles like electrons or photons are fired at a wall with two slits, they behave like waves, going through both slits simultaneously, as if they're in multiple places at once. But the moment someone observes the particles, when a conscious mind interacts with them, they behave like particles, taking a single defined path. This experiment has been repeated countless times, and it consistently shows that the act of observing or measuring the particles changes their behavior. Now, you might be thinking, how does this relate to me? What does this have to do with my thoughts or emotions? Well, the answer lies in how observation or focus can change the state of the things we're observing, and by extension, the reality we're experiencing. In essence, our consciousness, the very act of paying attention, affects the world around us. Think about it like this. Your thoughts and emotions are a form of observation. When you focus your mind on something, when you really feel the emotion associated with that thought, you're essentially observing the potential future you want to create. Just like the particle in the double-slit experiment, your future can exist in multiple possibilities, multiple states. But the moment you focus your attention, that potential reality collapses into one of those possibilities. In a way, you are the observer, shaping the outcome of your reality by simply paying attention to it and emotionally engaging with it. It gets even deeper when you consider the implications of this in your everyday life. If you're constantly focused on lack, fear, or failure, you are effectively observing and collapsing that version of your future into reality. But if you focus on abundance, confidence, and possibility, you're aligning your energy with the version of yourself that has already achieved those things. This act of observation isn't just a passive process. It's a dynamic interaction between you and the universe. You're not just watching reality unfold. You're participating in its creation, shaping it with every thought and emotional response. Here's where things get even more interesting. We're often unaware of the extent to which our subconscious is observing and influencing our reality. The mind, and especially the subconscious, is always active, shaping the energy we emit. But so much of this is happening beneath the surface, on autopilot. If your subconscious is focused on fear or lack, you are unknowingly collapsing that version of your future into existence. This is why conscious awareness is so important. By shifting your attention and energy to what you truly want, you can begin to alter the quantum field in your favor. In a sense, you have the power to become the observer who consciously chooses which future you want to manifest. Your mind is constantly measuring, observing, and shaping reality through its focus. When you realize this, you understand that you are not merely at the mercy of external circumstances. You are actively creating your life by the thoughts you choose to entertain and the emotions you decide to align with. The good news is that you don't need to wait for external validation or for the world to change first. You can begin the process right now by adjusting the frequency of your focus. In the next section, we'll explore how the energy you emit through your beliefs, emotions, and thoughts plays a huge role in shaping not just your present reality, but your future one as well. Now that we've explored the concept of observation and its power to shape reality, let's zoom in on a crucial element of this process: the energy you emit. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, and every emotion you experience is a form of energy. And just like a radio station broadcasting a signal, the energy you emit is sending out vibrations into the universe, attracting experiences, opportunities, and people that match the frequency of that energy. The more intentional you are with the energy you put out, the more aligned your reality becomes with your desires. Think about this for a moment. Your subconscious mind is like a transmitter, constantly sending signals out into the quantum field. These signals are influenced by your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. The interesting thing is, this energy doesn't just affect your present, it's also attracting the version of your future that aligns with the frequency you're broadcasting. So, when you're focused on fear, doubt, or scarcity, you're essentially sending out a signal that draws in more fear, doubt, and scarcity. On the other hand, when you focus on abundance, confidence, and success, you align your energy with those outcomes, pulling them into your life. But here's where things get tricky. Most of the time, we're not fully aware of the energy we're emitting. The thoughts and beliefs that are driving our actions are often subconscious, ingrained habits formed over years of life experience. We may say we want success or happiness, but if deep down we're holding onto beliefs of unworthiness or fear, that's the energy we're sending out. Our subconscious mind is running the show, and until we consciously shift those patterns, we'll keep attracting the same outcomes. This is why so many people feel stuck in cycles of failure or frustration. They're unknowingly trapped in a loop of negative thought patterns that are constantly emitting the wrong energy. The good news is that you have the power to change this. By becoming aware of the energy you're emitting, you can begin to consciously shift your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. When you focus on thoughts that support your goals and desires, thoughts of abundance, confidence, and success, you begin to emit a frequency that aligns with those outcomes. And just like quantum particles respond to observation, the universe responds to the energy you're sending out, bringing you the experiences and opportunities that match your new frequency. But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts or saying affirmations. It's about aligning your emotional state with those thoughts. Emotions are a powerful form of energy, and they have the ability to amplify the energy of your thoughts. For example, if you think about success, but you feel anxiety or doubt about it, the energy you're emitting is not aligned with the reality you want. On the other hand, if you can truly feel the emotions of success, feeling confident, worthy, and at peace, you align your energy with that outcome, and the universe begins to match it. This alignment process is crucial for manifestation. You're not just thinking your way into a new reality, you're feeling your way there. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned with your goals, the energy you emit begins to draw in the opportunities and circumstances that support that reality. The universe, as strange as it may sound, is responding to the vibrations you send out, and when those vibrations are aligned with your desires, the quantum field begins to shape your reality accordingly. The most important takeaway here is this: you're not a passive observer of life. You're an active participant, constantly interacting with the quantum field through the energy you emit. If you want to shift your reality, you need to shift the energy you're putting out. By consciously aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with the future you want to create, you can begin to manifest that reality more quickly and effortlessly. In the next section, we'll dive into how to break free from the automatic limiting patterns that may be holding you back from sending out the right energy. By reprogramming your subconscious mind, you can take control of the frequency you emit and start aligning with the life you truly desire. Here's something most people don't realize. Our subconscious minds run on autopilot. That means most of the decisions we make, the habits we form, and the patterns we fall into are influenced by beliefs we're not even aware of. Think of your subconscious as a computer program that's been running in the background for years, sometimes even since childhood. It stores all of your past experiences, fears, and beliefs, and it continuously shapes your present reality, whether you like it or not. The problem is, Much of this programming isn't aligned with the life we truly want to live. If you were raised in an environment where scarcity was common or where failure was the norm, your subconscious may have internalized those beliefs, making them your default settings. As a result, no matter how hard you try to change, you keep attracting situations and experiences that reinforce those old beliefs. You might want success, but if your subconscious is stuck in the pattern of thinking you're not good enough or deserving, it will keep creating experiences that match that belief, no matter how much you consciously desire something different. So, what's the solution here? How do we break free from this autopilot mode and consciously shift our subconscious programming? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of. The more you become aware of your thoughts, feelings, and emotional responses, the more you can identify the beliefs that are running in the background. Once you start recognizing these old beliefs, you can start questioning them. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Is it serving me or is it holding me back? For example, you might have a deep belief that money is hard to come by, or that you'll never find love. That belief might have been shaped by your upbringing or past experiences, but it's not necessarily true. You've been living with it for so long that it's become automatic, like a default setting. But when you start to actively question that belief and replace it with a new one, like, money flows easily to me, or I am worthy of love, you begin the process of rewiring your subconscious mind. This process of reprogramming isn't instant. It takes consistent effort. But just like changing any habit, repetition is key. You need to consciously replace old limiting beliefs with new ones that align with the future you want to create. This could be done through affirmations, visualization, or even just being mindful of your thoughts throughout the day. The more you practice shifting your internal dialogue, the more you begin to change the energy you're emitting, and that energy will start attracting the experiences that match it. Another powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious is meditation. By quieting the mind and entering a state of deep relaxation, you can bypass the critical, conscious mind and communicate directly with the subconscious. In this state, you can begin to implant new beliefs and visualizations that align with your desires. Meditation helps to create a space where you can release old programming and introduce new, empowering ideas that will guide you toward your goals. But remember, it's not just about changing your thoughts. It's about changing your emotional responses. Emotions are a powerful force, and they can either reinforce old patterns or help create new ones. Let's say you've decided that you want to start attracting more abundance into your life. It's not enough to just think about money flowing into your life. You need to feel what it's like to already have that abundance. How would it feel to live in a state of financial freedom? What emotions would come up if you truly believed that you are deserving of success? When you connect your thoughts to strong, positive emotions, you create a powerful force that sends out a frequency the universe can respond to. The key here is consistency. Just as it took years for those limiting beliefs to become embedded in your subconscious, it will take time and effort to replace them with empowering beliefs. But every small shift, every time you consciously redirect your thoughts, every time you align your emotions with your desires, you are slowly but surely rewiring your subconscious mind. Over time, this process will transform the way you interact with the world and bring you closer to the life you truly want. In the next section, we'll talk about how you can integrate these shifts into your daily routine, making it a natural part of your life. Through simple but powerful techniques, you can begin to manifest the life you desire by aligning your subconscious mind with your true goals. All right, now that we've established the importance of shifting your subconscious programming, Let's dive into some practical steps for actually reprogramming your mind. The process of aligning your subconscious with your desires isn't just about thinking positive thoughts here and there. It's about creating a solid foundation of new beliefs, emotions, and thought patterns that support the life you want to create. And the best part is, you have the power to do this at any time. It just takes a little effort, consistency, and patience. The first step in reprogramming your subconscious is to identify and challenge your limiting beliefs. These are the deep-rooted beliefs that have been shaping your reality for years. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough, success is for other people, not me, or money is hard to come by. These beliefs may have been formed in childhood or from negative experiences, but they're not the truth. They're just stories your mind has been telling you for a long time, and it's time to change the narrative. Take some time to sit with yourself and really reflect on your core beliefs. Write down the ones that you know have been holding you back. This might be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Once you identify them, it's time to replace them with new, empowering beliefs. For example, if your old belief was, I'm not worthy of success, replace it with, I am deserving of all the success I desire. If you've always believed that you'll never have enough money, replace that belief with, abundance flows to me easily and effortlessly. The key here is to choose beliefs that feel empowering and true on a deep level. Next, you need to affirm these new beliefs daily. Affirmations are a powerful tool because they give your mind new programming to focus on. Repeat your new empowering beliefs every day, several times a day. Do this first thing in the morning, before you go to bed, and whenever you can throughout the day. The more you repeat them, the more you start to believe them. Over time, these new beliefs will become automatic responses in your mind, replacing the old, limiting beliefs that were holding you back. Visualization is another powerful tool for reprogramming the subconscious. Spend time each day visualizing the life you want to create. Imagine yourself already living that reality. What does it look like? How does it feel? The key to effective visualization is not just seeing the desired outcome, but feeling the emotions as if it's already happening. For example, if your goal is financial abundance, visualize yourself enjoying a life of wealth. Picture yourself in your dream home, traveling to places you've always wanted to visit, or simply living without financial stress. As you visualize, really tune in to the emotions of joy, peace, and fulfillment that come with having your desires already fulfilled. The subconscious mind responds strongly to emotions, so the more you can attach positive feelings to your visualizations, the more power you give them. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. When you visualize something with strong emotion, it feels real to your subconscious, and it starts to move you closer to that reality. Another technique for reprogramming your subconscious mind is meditation. Meditation is one of the most effective ways to quiet the mind and access the deeper layers of the subconscious. It's in this calm, relaxed state that you can directly influence your subconscious programming. Through meditation, you can create a mental space where you can release old, limiting beliefs and replace them with new, empowering ones. Guided meditations designed for manifestation are particularly powerful as they help you focus on aligning your energy with your desires. As you meditate, visualize your desired future and repeat affirmations, allowing the new beliefs to take root in your subconscious. But it's not just about mentally reprogramming yourself. It's about aligning your emotions with these changes too. Your emotions are a huge part of the energy you send out into the quantum field. When you consistently align your thoughts with positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and love, You create a powerful vibrational frequency that the universe can respond to. For example, let's say you've been visualizing success and abundance, but you still feel fear or anxiety about achieving it. Your subconscious is still holding on to those negative emotions, and they'll interfere with your manifestations. So, it's important to not just think positively, but also feel those positive emotions deeply. As you focus on positive emotions, you shift your energy and send out a frequency that attracts the reality you want. The next key step is to take aligned action. Reprogramming your subconscious mind and visualizing your desired outcomes is crucial, but it's equally important to take action toward your goals. This action doesn't have to be massive or overwhelming. Start with small, aligned steps that are in harmony with the new beliefs you've cultivated. For instance, if your new belief is that money flows easily to you, start taking small steps to bring more financial abundance into your life. Whether it's setting up a savings plan, applying for a job, or simply acting as if money is already flowing to you. Taking action helps reinforce your new beliefs and demonstrates to the universe that you are serious about manifesting your desires. The final piece of the puzzle is patience. Reprogramming your subconscious mind and manifesting your desires takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, and you may encounter resistance along the way. The key is to remain consistent and persistent. Trust that your new beliefs are taking root and that the universe is aligning circumstances to match your new vibration. Over time, as you continue to reprogram your subconscious and align your energy with your desires, you'll begin to see tangible results. In the next section, we'll talk about how you can integrate these techniques into your daily routine, making them second nature so that your manifestations can unfold effortlessly. Now that you're on the path of reprogramming your subconscious mind, let's delve into the critical role that focus and emotion play in manifesting change. While thoughts and beliefs are powerful, it's your focus and emotional energy that will truly activate and propel your manifestations forward. Think of focus as the laser beam that directs your energy and emotion as the fuel that powers it. Together, they create a potent force that can shape your reality with incredible precision. Focus is incredibly important because it dictates where your energy goes. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to let your attention wander, especially when things aren't going as planned or when you're unsure about the future. But the truth is, whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on your problems, worries, or past failures, you're reinforcing those outcomes. On the flip side, when you focus on what you want, on the version of yourself that is successful, confident, and living your dreams, you are aligning your energy with that future. The most powerful way to focus is to be intentional about where you direct your attention. Instead of letting your mind be pulled in 100 different directions, bring it back to the present moment and place your focus on your desired outcomes. Imagine that every time you think about your dreams or visualize success, you are feeding that vision with energy. Your thoughts are like seeds, and your focus is the sunlight that helps them grow. It's not enough to just wish for something. You must focus on it with purpose and clarity, nurturing it every day. But here's the catch. It's not just about mental focus. Emotional focus plays an equally important role in manifesting your desires. Think of your emotions as the energetic currency that powers your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is incredibly sensitive to emotions, and it responds much more powerfully to emotional states than to thoughts alone. This is why someone can think about success, but if they don't feel it, their subconscious won't fully buy into it. Emotions give your thoughts life and energy, amplifying their power to attract the reality you desire. For example, let's say you've been focusing on attracting financial abundance. If your thoughts are along the lines of, I want more money, but underneath it all, you feel anxious, fearful, or unworthy of receiving it. That negative emotion is sending out a contradictory signal to the universe. Your energy is saying, I want more money, but your underlying emotional state is saying, I don't believe I deserve it. The key here is to align both your thoughts and your emotions with your desired outcome. When you feel the emotions of abundance, joy, excitement, gratitude, as if it's already yours, you activate the law of attraction in a much more powerful way. The beauty of this is that you can practice emotional alignment. It's not about waiting for external circumstances to change before you feel happy or abundant. It's about feeling those emotions right now. When you embody the emotional state of success, confidence, or prosperity, you are sending out a signal that aligns with those outcomes. The universe responds by matching that energy, bringing people, opportunities, and circumstances into your life that match your emotional vibration. One of the most effective ways to emotionally align with your goals is to act as if your desires are already a reality. This is a concept that many successful people swear by. If you want to manifest more wealth, act like a wealthy person would. Walk, talk, and think like someone who has already achieved what you want. Feel the emotions associated with that version of yourself: confidence, peace, and abundance. You don't need to wait for the external world to change in order to feel different. You can feel different now, and that emotional shift will begin to pull your external world into alignment with your desires. Gratitude is another powerful emotion to cultivate in the process of manifestation. When you express gratitude for what you already have, you create a frequency of abundance and appreciation that attracts even more things to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, which is one of the most potent ways to manifest what you want. Even if things aren't perfect right now, taking time each day to express gratitude for what you have, whether it's your health, your family, or even the small things, can dramatically shift your energy and attract more positive experiences into your life. But here's the thing. Emotional alignment doesn't just happen by accident. It takes conscious effort. If you're used to focusing on problems or constantly worrying, it can feel difficult to shift your emotional state. That's why it's so important to cultivate emotional discipline. Every time you catch yourself feeling fear, doubt, or negativity, take a moment to consciously shift your focus to something that feels better. Focus on what's going right, on the things you're grateful for, or on the feelings of success and abundance you want to create. Over time, this will become second nature, and your emotional energy will naturally align with your desires. In the next section, we'll explore how you can begin to embody the future version of yourself, actively aligning with the energy and mindset of the person who has already achieved your goals. This final step in your transformation process will bring everything together, helping you step into your desired reality with confidence. All right, now we're getting to the heart of the transformation process, embodying the future version of yourself. This is where the magic really starts to happen, and it's a game changer when it comes to manifesting your dreams. Instead of waiting for your desired reality to show up in your life, you can step into it right now. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. The future you is already there in the quantum field, and all it takes is for you to align your energy with it. Imagine that the version of you who has already achieved everything you desire, the version who is successful, confident, wealthy, and happy, is just waiting for you to tap into that energy. In fact, that future version of you is already living that life, and the only thing standing between you and that version is your ability to align your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions with that reality. The first step in embodying this future version of yourself is to imagine it vividly. This is more than just a passing thought or a dream. It's about really visualizing yourself in that life. How do you look? How do you feel? What does your day-to-day life look like? Where are you living? What are you doing? The more details you can fill in, the more real it becomes in your mind. But here's the key. Don't just imagine the surface details. Go deeper. Feel the emotions of that version of you. How does it feel to wake up every day knowing you're living your dream life? How does it feel to walk with confidence, knowing you're worthy of success? Emotions are a powerful force that shape your reality, and when you allow yourself to really feel what it would be like to already have everything you desire, you start to align your energy with that future. One of the most powerful ways to embody the future version of yourself is to act as if that version of you is already here. I know, I know, this might sound a little fake it till you make it, but trust me, it's more than that. Acting as if is about showing up in your life today as the person you want to be tomorrow. It's about carrying yourself with the confidence of someone who already has what they want. If you want to be more confident, start acting confidently right now. If you want to be wealthy, start making choices that align with a prosperous mindset. Let's say you want to be financially abundant. Start making financial decisions the way a wealthy person would. How would they handle their money? How would they spend it, save it, or invest it? This doesn't mean you need to go out and buy a yacht, unless that's your thing. It means shifting your mindset and actions in small, everyday ways that align with the reality you want to create. Acting as if doesn't mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means embodying the mindset and energy of the person you're becoming. It's a shift in identity. When you begin to see yourself as the person who already has what you want, you naturally start making choices that reflect that reality. And by taking these actions, you signal to the universe that you're serious about stepping into that future. Another powerful technique for embodying your future self is to surround yourself with the energy of your desires. This means filling your environment with things that reflect the life you want to create. For example, if your dream is to live in a beautiful home, spend time in spaces that inspire you. Whether it's visiting dream homes, decorating your space with things that make you feel abundant, or simply spending time with people who embody the qualities you want to cultivate. The energy of your surroundings can have a huge impact on your mindset, and when you surround yourself with the energy of your desires, you naturally align with that energy. But remember, embodying the future version of yourself isn't just about external changes, it's about internal shifts as well. The most important transformation is the one that happens inside. How you think, feel, and act in your present moment is what shapes your future. So, take the time to consistently practice aligning with the energy of your future self. This is not a one-time effort, it's a daily practice. Every moment is an opportunity to embody the person you want to become. When you catch yourself thinking or acting in a way that doesn't align with your desired future, gently redirect yourself. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Gratitude plays an essential role in this process. One of the easiest ways to align with your future self is to feel grateful for what you already have and for what you're about to receive. Gratitude is a powerful vibrational match to abundance. And when you express gratitude for your future, as if it's already here, you speed up the manifestation process. It's not about waiting for the future to unfold, it's about living as if it already has. When you live from the perspective of your future self, everything starts to shift. You begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that are aligned with the version of you that's already living your dream life. The energy you send out into the world is now in harmony with the energy of your desires, and the universe will respond by bringing that reality into your present moment. In the next section, we'll wrap up this journey by discussing how to maintain this shift in energy and continue manifesting the life you desire. It's all about creating lasting change and stepping into your highest potential, and we'll cover the final steps to ensure your transformation sticks. Now, we've covered a lot of ground. You've learned how to shift your subconscious programming, how to align your energy with the life you desire, and how to step into the version of yourself that's already living that dream life. But here's the thing. Transformation isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. Once you've made the decision to step into your future self, the real work begins. The key is to maintain this shift in energy and continue manifesting the life you want by consistently aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your goals. The first thing to remember is that transformation is not a linear process. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that change should happen immediately or that you should see instant results. But that's not how the quantum field works. In fact, it's not about forcing things to happen or trying to control the timeline. The universe works on its own time, and when you align with the energy of your desired outcome, it will unfold naturally, sometimes in unexpected ways. So, be patient with the process. Trust that everything is working in your favor, even if you can't always see the results immediately. As you continue on this path, remember that your energy is your greatest tool. Every thought you think, every feeling you feel, and every action you take sends out a signal into the quantum field. The more consistently you maintain this alignment with your future self, the more the universe will respond. It's like tuning a radio. If you keep adjusting the dial to the right frequency, eventually you'll hear the station you want. In the same way, if you keep aligning your energy with your desires, eventually you'll start to see those desires manifest in your life. One important thing to keep in mind is that you are always in control of your energy. No matter what happens in the external world, you always have the power to choose how you respond. You might face setbacks, challenges, or moments of doubt along the way. But remember, it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. When things don't go as planned, use it as an opportunity to realign your thoughts and energy with your desired reality. Remember, the universe responds to your energy, not to your circumstances. Another key to maintaining this transformation is to practice self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like, or when you encounter obstacles. But remember that transformation is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take, every shift in energy you make, brings you closer to the life you desire. Be kind to yourself during the process, and trust that you are always moving in the right direction. As you continue to align with your future self, you'll notice a shift in your external reality. Opportunities will start to show up in unexpected places. People will enter your life who align with your new frequency. You'll find yourself in situations that reflect the version of you that you've been embodying. It might not happen all at once, and it might not always look exactly as you expected, but when you stay aligned with your energy, you'll begin to see the universe respond in kind. Lastly, remember that you are a creator. You're not just a passive observer in life. You are actively creating your reality through the energy you emit. The more you embody your future self, the more you attract experiences that match that energy. This is the quantum leap. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you desire, you make the jump from where you are now to where you want to be. It's not magic, it's quantum physics, and it's happening every moment of every day. In summary, transformation is all about alignment. It's about aligning your energy with the life you desire, embodying your future self, and trusting the process. The universe is always responding to your energy, and when you shift your frequency to match your desires, you'll start to see the reality you've always dreamed of unfold before you. So, keep focusing on what you want, keep feeling the emotions of your desired reality, and keep acting from the energy of the person you want to become. The quantum field is waiting for you to align with it. Let it bring your dreams into reality.